Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fishroom. Today we have a few projects in store. We're going to do a little unboxing, a little tank maintenance, and show you a few things that I really need to get done around here. Some things that were unexpected, some things a little more expected. But anyway, let's get on to it. So something that has a little of both. As expected, water's a little dark, a little brown from the soil in here. We need to do ourselves a nice water change. But what was unexpected is when I filled it up, I noticed this, which is quite unsettling. It's where the center brace is starting to detach here. Not ideal, which is why we have the water level so low. So we are going to attempt to fix that. If somebody's got a better idea than me, which I'm probably going to try what I got anyway. I have some JB weld that's made specifically for plastic. And we're going to attempt to JB weld this brace back into place. So I'll get me a nice a clamp to pull this in. We'll drop the water level lower and see if we can't get this reattached and see if it'll hold up. It's very unfortunate, but tank was free. It's not like I bought it brand new and it was like that. So, kinda is what it is. Moving down here, the 75, as you can see, algae a bit out of control. But I am not worried about it. I've been sick for the past 4 days or so, and it's probably been a week since I did any removal out of here. So, quick half hour or so of pulling algae out of here, and we'll be back to looking beautiful. On top of that, we'll do a nice water change and clean out this filter, which has significantly diminished flow and is currently growing quite a bit of algae itself. And in the near future, I have finally bought the supplies that I need to redo this tank. Now this is going to continue to be the Amazon sword tank, just not at this level of, I say Amazon sword, jungle val. This is going to remain the jungle val tank, just not to this extent. And we're going to escape it, and these fish are going to find a new home. They are not going to stay in here. So I haven't yet decided whether these fish are going to go up here with the Aurelius barbs, the leaf fish, and the bichers, or if I'll take them over here to the Oscar tank that has the Oscar and the plecos in it. And this guy, lighting's not the greatest, or almost non-existent, but he's getting big. Eventually he will move upstairs with the bigger Oscars. But anyway, here's where we're going to start. With a little box from Amazon. I already opened it because I was just going to skip showing this, but I figured why not show you. So to begin with the most boring, JB Weld plastic bot. Now I'm going to try this and I'm going to let you guys know how it works. And we'll go from there. I'm sure hoping it works out. The next one, spawning mops. Looks like they came in these little zipper pouches. Now I think they were 2 for 15 bucks. Probably a little overpriced. Probably could have made this for a lot cheaper. But saves me a little time, and if it works, it works. It just feels like regular yarn or something. So I'm going to attempt to make even more rainbows. Seeing as I've made possibly some on accident, why not try to do it on purpose? So I got 3 packs of those, which would total 6 mops. And then last, at least for now, for this box, I got an air pump. Now I bought 2 of these, and I didn't really want to show them until I had used them for a while. And I think it's been a few months, and you know, so far so good. Now this is the Aqua Neat. It's a pretty large unit here, and right off of it, it has 4 valves, or 4 outlets. It says output 300 gallons per hour, power 8.5 watts, voltage 110 to 120. And so far it's been working good for me. Now these things also come with a load of airline tubing, air stones, and valves, and also some suction cups. Keep them in place where you want. Now so far these have worked for me, and for this big thing, only 25 bucks. Really hard to beat. So anyway, there's that. I'm gonna get this hooked up, because right now I have a 2-way, which is going to the 40 long over here, and then the 54 corner, and then our 55 down here doesn't have one. And we could probably send the other one, split it into 2-way, and send it to 2 of the 10s over here. And then we could take this little smaller air pump that has 2 outlets on it, and hook it to these 2, whoop, whoop, so that they can get a little air to their sponge filters, because that air pump went out a while ago, and I'm sure they would appreciate it. So anyway, I'm going to get to work and do that, and I'll come back to you and show you what I did. So far I've got the air hose hooked up, or the new air pump, up on the 54 corner. And that is feeding the 54 corner, the 40. I got an open line to go to the 55 down there. And then it's also feeding the 210s there and there. So they now have air that they haven't had in a while. And then I moved the other air pump that had a 2 outlet, and let's switch you around here. And now we have air going to the 2 sponge filters in here. So now these 2 sponge filters, there's a sponge filter in this back corner and this sponge filter right here, are now back up and operational. This one unfortunately only has an air stone. I do need to get a sponge filter for that. Would probably help out. Now we did throw some food in for the shrimp, and look at them go at it. Sorry about the glare. I'm gonna move this chair out of here and then I'll sit down here and block the glare. There we go. Those black shrimp look awesome, don't they? Neocaridina. Now whether they care or not, whether their sponge filter is working, is neither here nor there, but it is working now. As is the one for the Limia perugiae. I'm gonna figure out how to clean in between here. That's gross, ain't it? But anyway, let's move on to clearing out that algae out of that 75. So now if you keep aquariums the way I do, set them up the way I do, you're probably going to deal with algae from time to time. Typically I don't let it get this bad, but being sick, being a little busy, it unfortunately has. Now this isn't going to take long to deal with, and to be honest, I really don't mind having my hands in the tank and doing this kind of thing. It's not difficult, and you get to look at your fish and get your hands in the tank and improve the overall look. I mean, if you don't enjoy this kind of thing, it could be, you know, kind of tedious and maybe unenjoyable, but I do. You know, you get to zone out, get involved with your tank, and at that moment in time, you know, nothing else matters but getting your tank clean. Now at this moment in time, you could put on some music in the background, or maybe one of your favorite live streams. My favorites are Bob Steenfott. If you don't know him, I don't know how you know me. Or same goes for LR Bretts or the Aquarium Co-op. All have excellent live streams to listen to in the background while you're working on your tanks. And that's what I typically tend to do. So while I am probably going to have you on a little bit of a time lapse while I do this, I'm going to throw me on a live stream. Now this tank is in a bad need of a trim, but I have the worst time trimming a tank when I don't have a specific place I want to put the plants yet, because seemingly can't force myself to just throw away plants, which eventually I guess I'm going to get to that point, or I'm going to have to sell them. But typically if I trim a tank, I want to stick the plants into another setup, except for jungle valve. Jungle valve, I trim that, toss it away by the 5-gallon bucket load. But anyway, let's get to work here. Get this tank cleaned up, back to where we want it to be. Then we'll, after we get the algae out, using this toothbrush here, then we're going to clean this filter out. Then we're going to do a nice water change and see where we're at. So it's the next day, and as you can see, massive improvement. About a half an hour of cleaning and a huge improvement. Now that the filter is clean and we've done a nice bulk clean and now everything's settled, I'm gonna go back through and try to get any remaining algae, just tighten this thing up a little bit. And then we'll move on from this. So I'm going to call that good enough for now, at least until next time we decide to do this. Now there are things I could do to prevent this. You know, those being more frequent water changes, to adjusting the light schedule, to adding more flow, because algae doesn't seem to like flow very much. If I added, say, a wave maker or something in here to get things moving around, that would help. And eventually I will probably do some of those things when I get to the point where I'm like, okay, this isn't fun anymore, and if it's not balancing itself out. But getting the bulk of it out of there, doing that big water change, and getting that filter cleaned out, because now we're getting probably 4 times the flow out of it. That's also going to help keep this at bay a little bit. But anyway, I think we're going to move on from here. We moved a large amount of algae out of here. Let's see if we can light is not the greatest, so let's that is a large box full of algae. Let's see, put my hand in there with it. Like that. Yeah, that's a large amount of algae. Now normally it doesn't get that bad. Like I said, I was kind of sick, and on top of that kind of lazy. I didn't get to it for a couple weeks, and it, you know, the longer it's there, the more and more and more that it's growing. And the more you get, the faster it grows. But anyway, we're going to move on from this for today anyways. And I think we're going to call it for this video. So I'm getting a light here. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, maybe learned a little something. I always enjoy doing maintenance on my tanks. If you don't enjoy this kind of thing, you know, maybe planted tanks aren't for you. But certainly you gotta love it, because it can be work, but it's also enjoyable, and it's not work if you enjoy it. But anyway, stick around. Next episode, I think we're gonna redo the jungle valve tank. She's a little bit of an algae mess herself right now. We're going to remove all those fish. Probably put them into 75 above. They can live there from now on. And yeah, get a little nice little escape going on in there. But anyway, until next time, thank you to all the new subscribers. We're almost at 500. Maybe we'll do another tour of all my tanks once we get there. Hope you're enjoying. If you're not subscribed already, I would appreciate it if you consider doing so. It really helps out the channel. Hit that like button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And as always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.
Fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you